What's up and welcome to the video. Today we have an exciting and also controversial video for you about an artificial sweetener called sucralose. We're going to analyze a recent study that was done, and at the end of the video I'm going to give you my 5 key takeaways from this study. My name is Dr. Daniel Ricciardi. I'm a gut health expert, licensed pharmacist, fitness enthusiast, and creator of SIBO Shortcut, a program that helps you finally get rid of SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and live a bloat-free life. What is sucralose? Sucralose is an extremely potent artificial sweetener that's often used as a sugar substitute. When I say extremely potent, I mean it's estimated to be over 500 times as sweet as table sugar. You've probably encountered sucralose in various diet and sugar-free products like soft drinks, sugar-free gum, and low-calorie desserts. One notable fact about sucralose is that it's 0 calorie, which on a surface level seems extremely appealing, especially if you're somebody that's trying to lose weight. I'm going to mention this right now and get it out of the way. As a quick disclaimer, I am fully aware that there are research studies out there that suggest that sucralose does not cause any harm to humans. My intention for this video is not to sit here and say that nobody should ever consume sucralose. If you are somebody that regularly consumes sucralose and it's helped you lose weight, that is wonderful. If you are somebody who regularly consumes sucralose and it has helped you with your blood sugar, that is awesome. And if sucralose has helped you in other ways and now you feel great from consuming it, that is fantastic. However, there are other research studies that suggest that sucralose can cause harm and other problems. And if you do consume sucralose and are not happy with your digestion, not happy with your weight, and overall just not happy with how your health is, I am strongly in favor of avoiding sucralose. And the rest of this video will analyze this study and explain some of the reasons why I am against sucralose. This review article and study from May 2023 by the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health, Part B, investigated sucralose for several potential dangers. This study has led to a ton of debate, with many people arguing that the study's flawed, and because it's an in vitro study, which means done in a lab, that it shouldn't be counted. And that is okay, because questioning the validity of a study is something that you should always do. With that said, the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health, Part B, is a peer-reviewed journal with an impact factor of 8.071 as of 2023. What the heck does this mean? An impact factor is a measure of the importance or rank of a journal in its respective field. Using this table for reference, you can see that this journal is in the top 3% of journals with this impact factor of over 8. There also is no conflict of interest in this study, which means that when this study was taking place, this journal did not have any ulterior motives financially. It just wanted to provide you with honest data and information. Now for the 5 main findings from this study. Finding number 1, sucralose 6-acetate. If sucralose was all 100% pure with no impurities, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't be making this video. However, samples of sucralose, because it's produced in a lab, were found to have an impurity called sucralose 6-acetate. Sucralose is produced from sucralose 6-acetate, and when the chemical reaction occurs, not all sucralose 6-acetate seems to be converted into sucralose. So when the companies that use sucralose in their beverages tell you that they don't use any sucralose 6-acetate, they are being truthful. They're not intentionally putting this chemical into their products. However, due to the nature of this chemical reaction of how it's produced, there is a small quantity of sucralose 6-acetate that still ends up in the product. And once sucralose is inside your body, a percentage of the pure sucralose can also be converted into sucralose 6-acetate. So you basically can get exposed to this chemical from 2 different reasons. First being that it just exists in the product, and the second is that your body can convert some of it. Why is this relevant at all though? The reason is sucralose 6-acetate is like the final boss of sucralose. It's remarkably more harmful and dangerous. Finding number 2 is DNA damage. This study found that sucralose 6-acetate, a sucralose impurity and metabolite, was found to be genotoxic with a clastogenic MOA associated with induction of breaks in DNA. This means that in this study, sucralose 6-acetate was found to cause actual damage to your DNA strands, aka it makes your DNA strands break apart. Breaks in DNA molecules have been linked to premature aging and a variety of other health problems. Finding number 3 is leaky gut. This study also found that exposure of intestinal epithelium in vitro to concentrations of both sucralose 6-acetate and sucralose in the absence of intestinal bacteria impaired the integrity of intestinal barrier function. This means that in this study, both sucralose and sucralose 6-acetate were found to cause leaky gut. Leaky gut is when the cells in the lining of your small intestine become spaced apart. It often causes more inflammation, which can lead to a variety of digestive issues such as gas, bloating, and food sensitivities, and it also can lead to non-digestive issues, a few including chronic fatigue, brain fog, and skin problems. Finding number 4 is turning on the wrong genes. This study found that sucralose 6-acetate significantly increased the expression of genes associated with inflammation, oxidative oxidative stress in cancer with greatest expression for the metallothionein 1G gene, MT1G. Your genes can behave differently depending on what you eat, what lifestyle you live, and what health choices you make. It's a term called epigenetics. It explains why there can be identical twins with identical DNA, and yet one of the twins is healthy and the other one is not. And per this study, sucralose 6-acetate, just like flipping on a light switch, it flips on genes that can cause inflammation, make cancer more likely, and impair your body from detoxing. And lastly, finding number 5, small quantity, big problem. A lot of substances need to be consumed in enormous amounts before they're actually harmful to you. Is this the case with sucralose? Is it okay to enjoy a few beverages a day that contain sucralose? This study found that the amount of sucralose 6-acetate in a single daily sucralose sweetened drink might far exceed the threshold of toxicological concern for genotoxicity of 0.15 micrograms per person per day. I want to be very clear on this. 0.15 micrograms is the amount of sucralose 6-acetate, not sucralose, that can be consumed by a person each day before DNA damage is suspected to begin. To give you an idea of how much this is, 0.15 micrograms is about 1/100th of the weight of a grain of sand. Very small amount. This means that having a single sucralose containing beverage per day, such as a can of diet soda, could in fact exceed this quote safe daily amount, and it could even be 4 times past the threshold limit. A final note on this finding: there are a lot of rumblings online that it would take thousands of liters of sucralose containing beverages before it caused any damage to DNA or make your risk of cancer higher, and I would agree that if sucralose 6-acetate did not exist, this would probably be the case. The issue is that it does exist, and the studies that are suggesting that thousands of beverages would be needed for it to be a problem are only taking sucralose into account and are not accounting for sucralose 6-acetate. As a final note, discussing sucralose is definitely a hotly debated topic. While there are studies in the past that suggest that sucralose itself is not harmful to humans, as for sucralose 6-acetate, which is a far more harmful chemical, I have yet to see a single study that suggests it is safe for human consumption. It's up to you to form your own opinion about this artificial sweetener. I just wanted to present this recent study and its findings to you. In summary, the 5 major findings from this study include: number 1, sucralose is not the big issue. Sucralose 6-acetate is, and sucralose 6-acetate exists in sucralose products. 2, this study found that both sucralose and sucralose acetate can lead to leaky gut. Finding number 3, this study found that sucralose 6-acetate can break DNA strands, which may have significant consequences as time goes on. Finding number 4, this study found that sucralose 6-acetate can activate genes that make inflammation and cancer more likely. And finding number 5, this study found that DNA damage may be possible with the consumption of normal quantities of sucralose containing beverages. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more related content. I post a new full-length video every Monday and YouTube shorts throughout the week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.